So as you know, if you're already a subscriber of mine, I'm very big on blogging. And it's no secret that I think that everybody in the world is trying to build something online needs to be blogging. Now a lot of people have gone out there and started blogs, but now they're not sure how to come up with blog posts. I decided to do some research before I recorded this video to see what kind of content was already out there. I saw a lot of people showing the technical element of creating a blog post, but not as many people sparking the ideas to get a blog post right. So I just wanted to fill that gap a little bit. So first of all, we're going to want to start with the topic. What exactly are we going to be writing about in this blog post? The easiest way to put it is to put yourself in your audience. Hopefully by now you've already got your niche. You can do general marketing and general blogging if you want to, but it's going to be easier to get results out of niches. So maybe you're into music, maybe you're into fishing, maybe you're into cars, maybe you're into sports. Whatever it is, you've got to put yourself in the shoes of your audience. When your audience goes to Google, what are they most likely to search for? Now think of a topic that your audience will be interested in and would be looking for, and then I want you to think about the exact terms they're going to be typing into Google to find that. And I want you to get a good few variations, at least 4 or 5 variations of what the title of that post could be. Then I want you to go onto Google and type in Google keyword tool. What's going to pop up then is somewhere where you can put all of these variations and then run a search to see exactly how many people per month are actually searching for that term. It's also going to show you how competitive that keyword is, which is going to show you whether or not you've got much of a chance to penetrate that keyword and get yourself on the first page of Google for it. Most people will be tempted just to go with the one they search for the most, but you got to be smarter than that. Let's say for example the most searched one is 20,000 views a month, but at the same time you've got 20,000 people competing for that keyword. It's going to be pretty difficult. So instead maybe you'll go for one that gets searched for 1,000 times a month, but hardly anybody is trying to penetrate with that keyword. That's going to give you a much greater chance to actually get onto the first page of Google with your blog post. So once you've chosen your title, it's time to write the blog post. When you're writing this blog post, you've got to keep yourself in the mind of your audience. You've got to make this as interesting as possible all the way through, no matter what your blog post is about. Even if it's a somewhat mundane subject, you can put in jokes, you can put in funny lines, you can add pictures, interesting facts, whatever you can to keep the attention of the person who's reading the blog post. Now you've got to make it as informative as possible, so I always recommend doing your research on the topic that you're blogging about. A random tip for the pictures you're using: a lot of people are going to click your pictures because maybe they'll come up small on their screen and they'll want to see it up close. Make sure you put a link behind those pictures and you'll be able to send them to somewhere else. For example, most of the pictures on my blog send people straight to my Facebook page, where they're going to have an opportunity to like that page and follow me on social media. While writing your post, you're going to want to interlink to other blog posts as much as possible. These internal links are going to give you a lot more weight in Google. It's going to make your website seem a lot more valuable in their eyes, because on one visit a user is going to be able to see a whole bunch of different content. Now the way I personally will do that is somewhere in the blog post where it fits and makes sense, I'm going to mention a topic I've already blogged about, and then I'll say if you want to learn more about that topic, click here, and then I'll put the link hyperlinked for them to visit and open in a new window. Another thing you're going to want to make sure you're doing is using correct grammar and punctuation. The reason is it actually affects your SEO scores. They give you something called a flash reading score, which you want to be at least above 70% on. Google wants to know that people can read your content without any mistakes, without any errors, in a way that the user is going to understand. Another tip when writing blog posts is to use bold text for keywords that you want to add weight to your blog post, keywords that you want to appear on Google for. Websites aren't manually checked by the people at Google. They have something called crawlers. Now these crawlers basically scan your blog post and pick out key bits of information, and then they base your placement on Google on these factors. Anything that's bold and highlighted is going to be a lot easier to be picked up by the Google crawlers. You want to make your blog post as conversational as possible, so Ask some open-ended questions. Ask people to comment underneath what they think about it. Don't be afraid to put a polarizing opinion out there that half of people will agree with and half of people won't agree with. The more interactivity your blog post is having, the more traffic you're likely to get, the more shares you're going to get. In turn, showing Google that what you posted is a valuable post, which fingers crossed is going to give it more weight in the Google rank. If you're using WordPress, make sure to download Yoast SEO. SEO is search engine optimization, which kind of speaks for itself in the name. It just makes it a lot easier to optimize your post. When you've got all the green lights flashing on the side, it means the blog post is good enough to rank for a keyword. And last tip is to enjoy the process. And the last tip I've got for this video is to enjoy the process. You may be blogging because you know that you need to in today's climate on the internet to be seen, to rank in search engines. That doesn't mean that you don't have to enjoy what you do. In fact, the more you enjoy creating content, more likely people will enjoy reading it. People will want to share it and people will come back to your blog. So find ways to make it interesting, whether that be the topics you use, coming up with funny lines like I mentioned earlier, thinking of creative ways to get people engaging on your stuff. It's all about making it fun whatever way that you can. Don't look at it as a task like, oh, I've got to write a blog post. Get excited for that shit. I love writing blog posts and I think that reflects in the content that I make. But hey, these are just tips for you to create a blog post and I hope they help. If they did help, please drop a thumbs up, leave a comment, especially if you've got questions, and of course share it if you think that it's giving you some value today. And last but not least, make sure to subscribe. More content coming all the time. Don't get mad, get motivated.